Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to California Lucky's 31 Days of Spooky Scraps. Erica's the one who organized everything and got everybody together, and there will be a link for her down below, plus everybody that's been doing it all month long, because guess what? Today's the last day, and today's theme is trick or treat, so I got a picture of my grandkids trick-or-treating for it, and I'm showing you here this paper pack, and I had said at the last video that it was 20 pages each for those two pads. Now, 48 and 50. No wonder I still have some after 10 years. I've been working on it though. And today I'm going to use some scraps because, you know, when you're doing something like this that has lots of paper, you have to use your scraps every few layouts to slowly cut them down. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make a big banner out of that one orange colored one. It's got swirls in it. I don't know if you can tell on the video or not. On my screen, I really can't tell because it's pretty small. But I know in person that it does have. So I'm going to make a banner out of the big orange one, and then I'm going to layer some behind the photo too. Now this pad is the We Are Memory Keepers, yeah. And it is really heavy, sturdy cardstock. It is white on one side, but it's still nice and heavy and sturdy. So you can do a lot with it, die cuts and everything. And I love the spider one. I don't like spiders too much, but I love this just because of the colors with the orange and the black and the design on there. And it is embossed. That is another thing about these papers. They are embossed and kind of on the shiny side from the embossing. And you see how those pictures are laying on there? Well, I cut the fence out and then I decided they had to be moved. I did not like them coming out from the side with that fence there. So the banners and everything's going to come down from the top instead. And I like that better. I am cutting it shorter because, you know, at first it was perfect for nothing on the other end. But since that fence is down there, there isn't enough room, so I'm having to cut them all, well, not all, those two, just a little bit shorter. And that burnt orange is corrugated. So, of course, I'm going to gut it. But I'm going to gut the black, too. And I have plenty of black. I'm just going to go ahead and gut it in case I need it for anything else on the layout. And I think I do. I think I do end up using it. I was thinking about putting it on the right-hand side, and then I realized my one grandson is taller than the other, so I kind of wanted, you know, kind of go into the layout and have him taller on the side and go in and kind of downhill. That was my idea anyway. I don't usually just throw in a piece of black cardstock as a layer, but it seemed to work for this. I was looking at it and looking at the other papers that I had to choose from, and I decided that if I had it in there, it kind of seemed to ground it a little bit because I do have a little bit behind the photo. And that I cut it down just a tiny bit. Y'all see me cut it down. Well, I wanted it to stagger better with the corrugated paper, and so I needed it cut down just a little bit. I'm showing you this die, and it's a Tim Holtz die called Wonder, and it's alphabet, and it's the ones I did the trick-or-treat in. And I did do it before the video started because I layered them 3 deep. Yeah, I wanted them to give them a little more oomph on the page. And so I used Jennifer McGuire's trick of layering them. And I've been doing that for several years. Sometimes I just go ahead and put them on my layout. And then the other times, since there isn't going to be a whole lot of embellishment on my layout, it's mostly going to be die cuts. I wanted to give it a little more depth. And these cats, it looks like a lot laying there. But since I'm layering them too, it's only going to end up being 6 cats. And I'm going to scatter them all over the page. And yes, I'm going to use all 6 of them. I've got my dog on there, and I got to thinking about the cats, and I thought the cats aren't very big. They might look all right all over the page with him. And believe me, he was a softie. He was a pit bull, but he was a softie. And he didn't chase cats, and he wasn't mean to them. My daughter had a kitten once, and I had to go save that kitten pretty often. And sometimes he'd bring the kitten to me. It would have slobbers all over it and be totally wore out. I'd have to take it in the house and take a towel to it, let it rust up, and then it'd go right back out the door when I opened the door. It'd go right back out to him. It just loved him. And he was just as gentle as he could be on, but yeah, it had slobbers all over the poor kitten, and he would wear it out. He would carry it everywhere with him. But let's get back to my layout. I got sidetracked. I went down a rabbit trail there. The theme of this is trick or treat, so of course I got to say trick or treat on there and have kids trick or treating, and to go along with the theme. I was showing you the broom die because I am going to assemble a broom. I used a scrap of wood grain paper, and then I used the scrap from that, one of the things that I cut. It was just a small scrap. It wasn't very big. Maybe I didn't cut it tonight, but it's pretty much the same as that background paper. And then I'm taking my scissors and making individual straws pretty thin to go with it and inking them to give it a little more dimension, and so it'll look more like a broom. It has a decorative hole on the broom, and basically it's the band that goes around the straw and everything to hold it in place. So I'm putting some orange there, the scrap from the spiderweb paper, and just to give it a little bit of color. And I'm going to put it under my oar under trick or treat, kind of like it's flying through the air on its own. And I did use my tea dye ink to go on it, and since I used it on there, I'm going to end up using it on a few more things and around the edge of my paper too. But part of the reason I picked this font, even though it's called Wonder, I kind of think it looks a little bit gothic, and with those little points on it, and I thought it would work pretty good for trick or treat. I did use another half of my spiderweb die, and a couple of people asked where I got them, and I got mine. It was at a Hobby Lobby, and it was like the food section, I believe, with the seasonal stuff. And I think it was for to go underneath a cupcake. At least that's what it looked to me that day. And so I just bought the package and been using them on my layouts ever since. I made this candy up, at the first of the month, I guess. And it's from a Sizzix die called Candy. And it's one of the decorative strips. It's like a foot long one. And they made them first to go through the sidekick, but now, I use it on my big shot instead of my sidekick. But yeah, they made them to go on the sidekick, and you do have to cut them out more than once so you can layer them, have different colors. But if you're going to have trick or treat, you got to have candy. So I had to bring my candy out. This little ghost here, he's from Frankie and Friends. I had won like a mini kit on YouTube once a few years back, and that's what I got. So I've had fun with it. And since my grandson was a ghost, I needed a ghost on here. I thought about fussy cutting one out of the papers, and I remembered this. So yeah, I've used it and used a brad too. But I think I'm getting close to getting done. I'll be putting my sequins on here next. And the sequins, oh no, my enamel dots. Then the sequins. And the sequins are the same ones I had the I don't know, a couple days ago. And it's Studio Calico, and they're black. Only they were all one size. So I added some stars and some orange ones. I didn't have very many orange, but I added them in there so I could have some variety, and I like that a whole lot better. But if you look down there below, you will see links to everybody that's in the YouTube Hop for 31 days of spooky scraps. And I forgot to mention it earlier in the video, also for Instagram. Yeah, just as many for Instagram. So there's lots and lots of inspiration for you to check out. And I want to thank Erica for setting all this up and inviting all of us to join her. And let's see what else. Oh, I think that's it. That's the end of my layout. So if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. But yeah, this is my trick or treat layout with the theme of trick or treat. And there's my grandkids and my dog. Yeah, you can't hardly see Casey. His ghost outfit was so cute, though. It had all kinds of straggly pieces. And there's my trick or treat. And see the cats? Don't they look dimensional? And there's my sequins where I added to them and have more than one size and shape even. But yeah, check out the links below. Check out all the other channels. This was the last day of the hop, and so there's 30 more you can look at. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.